If you're looking to buy or sell real estate in Western Washington, one place you need to know about is where I am today, Snoqualmie, Washington. It is a simple, beautiful little town that if you didn't get off exit 25 on I-90 and come down Snoqualmie Parkway, which is about 3.5 miles long, you simply would not know all this is here. It is a wonderful community. It's been built really since about 1998. A Weyerhaeuser came in and basically cleared out a lot of trees and put in this master community that has really just grown, master plan community that has grown over the years. Take a look behind me, some of these houses over here. These were built in 2001, 5 bedrooms, some of these. Currently, if one does go on the market by the off chance, those are pricing out between $1.4, $1.7 million. Some of these homes have basements, are simply beautiful, and they have that view of Mount Si. You can also see Mount Rainier from right here, and this is one of the soccer fields where I am standing. There's an upper field, and then there's a lower field I'll show you as well. And there is so much to do around here, whether it's sports, hiking, biking, trail running, you name it. There are trails that surround this entire community, over 20 miles of trails. It is a great place to live. Behind me over here is Cascade View Elementary School. That opened up in 2005, and this has been the main elementary up here for a lot of the kids that have grown up here from the start. I know my kids attended there since kindergarten. They had a terrific time and a wonderful experience. Later went on to middle school and graduated from Mount Si High School. But all of it is right here. And there is a lot of appeal to this center of Snoqualmie Ridge. And this is really the heartbeat of this community. A lot of the homes that were built around this area are the older homes in Snoqualmie Ridge, and all are very nice. This is the YMCA. It's a community center. You got your 3 tennis courts. If the town, a lot of the people that are running the town have things go their way and they can get the votes, which I think are needed, they will end up with a swimming pool where those tennis courts are. So it's a big vote that's going to be taking place. They're trying to get all the funding. The YMCA is real active here with kids, and one of the crazy things about Snoqualmie is for the population, 31% of the population here are under 18 years of age. But hey, before we go any further, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Living in Western Washington. We always have updates, and we'll show you all sorts of great places here in Western Washington. Just stop by and we'll always have something new. So we're going to walk down this hill and check out some of the community. We're going to go up Center Boulevard in Snoqualmie here, show you some of the restaurants and just all this place has to offer. But it is simply a beautiful place, and especially at 5 o'clock at night in the springtime, I mean, this is the essence of Snoqualmie, Washington. So it's no surprise when homes go on the market up here, they're gone in about 6 days. I mean, there is a lot of appeal from that school behind me right here, kind of the centerpiece of this area. And you have your courts for all your activities. That's tennis and pickleball. So much takes place down here in this Snoqualmie community. And this is the area right here where they're talking about the pool will go. This bowl would stay. They have concerts here sometimes, but they're going to put that pool way over there in the corner of the community center. So this is Center Boulevard in Snoqualmie Ridge. It's got all your Italian restaurants. Well, it has one Italian restaurant, but it's got a place for martial arts. It has a Thai restaurant, Anytime Fitness, Bank of America. All sorts of fun things going on. There's a karate class going on right now. How about that? Great clips, get your hair cut. I mean, just pretty much a lot of the regular things that a little standard downtown has, but it's just one little strip. They'll shut this down sometimes in the summer, and they'll have little festivals, and it's one of those places that it's just nice to call home. If you want to walk out to dinner when it's nicer weather, there's certainly a number of choices to have. So you got all sorts of stuff you need here in Snoqualmie. How you doing, sir? What's that? Oh, okay. Have a good day. Has an Irish pub that they had shut down this place during COVID and on purpose prior to all the COVID shutdowns, and they totally revamped it. And it's definitely one of the hot spots in town. Always packed on St. Patrick's Day, and it's right here. But this is just a great little strip. I'm going to show you one of the crown jewels of Snoqualmie, and but first look at Saints and Scholars. Irish pub. Pretty cool place. So we're on the other side of Snoqualmie Parkway, more of like a business park, but they do have some really cool spots in this business park. And one of my favorites is Nobat Brewing. It's been in here for a while, and it really has a good following. The great thing is you can come sit outside. They have food trucks every night, and it's just a great spot. You never really have to worry about getting a seat because they always have plenty of seating, and it's just pretty cool. And one of the many things and reasons why Niche has ranked Snoqualmie 14th out of 182 suburbs. So it's 14th best out of 182 in Washington to live in. So there it is. There's Nobat. There's their area for hanging out, having a couple brews. Of course, the microbrew business in Washington especially is booming. And this is our spot here in Snoqualmie. You can walk here, which is pretty good if you're going to have maybe more than one beer. But this is Nobat Brewing. There in the distance is the Snoqualmie Inn. That used to be a Hampton, but some private ownership took it over. It's a really nice hotel. So if you have anybody come from out of state, or maybe you don't have as much room in your house as you'd like, if you lived out here for a big event, it's a nearby hotel. It's pretty nice to have. So you can definitely see that the Nobat Brewery is in a really large building. And the other part of that building, Square One Distribution, Ronix, if you will, they make all the water skis and a lot of the tow behind big circular things that go behind speedboats, the floaties, all that stuff. Just a massive company that populates this building. So they have all the boating gear and fun stuff that goes right along with the brewery Nobat there on the end that's been there for quite a while. But we're going to continue down into this office park. And you're probably like, why? These are like boring office buildings. Well, two things. These buildings do offer folks places to work that are close to home. And if you don't have to commute, if you don't have to jump onto I-90 and drive into Seattle or elsewhere, and you can live close to your work, maybe even bike to work, walk to work like I'm doing right now, walking through Snoqualmie, right off Snoqualmie Parkway. That's a big plus. So there are office buildings, but what I'm going to show you is in the deep back corner of Snoqualmie Ridge, and it is a jewel. And I think some families will move here because they have this thing in the back corner. I know, what can make families do that? Well, sports does often. Yeah, that's one of the main things about it. But one thing I wanted to show you right here in this office building here, down on the end is the Cascade Dance Company. And that's where my daughter learned to dance with a wonderful group of teachers. And it's down in the very end, Cascade Dance here in this little office park. So if your son or daughter dances, that is an awesome facility that just teaches dancers everything the right way. And my daughter started there when she was 3, and now she's still dancing in college. Gave her all the tools to go on and continue at a higher level. It's pretty cool. So here we are. It is. They have the Snow Ridge CrossFit, all sorts of things scattered throughout here. But we're going to walk down this hill, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a minute. I've lived here in Snoqualmie since 2000, and I have spoken before about how this was basically built in thirds. You had the big middle of Snoqualmie, like I've been showing you today, the heart of Snoqualmie Ridge, and then you had the expansion down Snoqualmie Parkway and then finishing towards the top in I-90. And they've added so much over the years. Grocery stores, restaurants. Before, when I lived here, you used to have to go 2 towns over down to Issaquah to get a Trader Joe's or groceries like that. You could go over to North Bend for a QFC. They had nothing. They've added quite a bit. You don't have to drive as far for anything anymore. You can walk to the store. I love to do that in the summer, ride your bike, and they've added quite a bit. But what they added in 2020 was something that offers so much, not just to our community, but to this entire region. And they opened up a brand new ice arena right here. Snow King Ice Arena, 72,500 square feet. There's 2 NHL size ice in there, and it is a hopping place. My wife and I hike the trails behind here all the time, and this place is always busy year round. Folks coming in to play hockey, tournaments, and the Seattle Kraken are a big part of that. But this has been one of the biggest additions to Snoqualmie across the board since I moved here. And if you're a hockey parent, you're one of those folks that gets up at 4:30 in the morning to drive to wherever with your kid so they can go ahead and play and practice, it's right here. You just go take them, and you're 5 minutes from your house if you live up here. So it's a huge advantage, and it's definitely one of those just key components to life up here if you're a skater, even if you figure skate. You don't necessarily have to play hockey. I've known lots of folks that have gone in here and have actually joined adult hockey leagues and have taken on a love for this sport. So there it is, Snow King Ice Arena. It's pretty awesome, and it's right here in Snoqualmie, adding tremendous value to all the folks that live here. Number 6, that's where Snoqualmie ranks in Seattle's best suburbs to live. That's pretty cool, and you see why? Behind me, Safeway with a Starbucks. Across the street, they have another Starbucks and Mod Pizza. They have the Microsoft Connector bus that'll get you to and from work so you don't have to drive if you don't want to. They have all sorts of perks out here, and one of the big ones, in regards to safety, right in the heart of Snoqualmie Ridge, that is, up here on the hill, is the Snoqualmie Police Department. They've been here obviously since the town started, but they are a nice bunch of folks, beautiful police station. And personal story, I got stung by a bee behind the police station running the trail back there, and horrible. I'm allergic to bees. My eye blew up and came to the corner, and Officer Jim just happened to be turning that day, and he gave me a ride home to get my EpiPen because I was not in good shape, and I am eternally grateful to them for that. But that was quite the ordeal. But this is the Snoqualmie Police Department, and just one of the many factors that make living in Snoqualmie such a good deal. 15% of Snoqualmie residents rent, and one of the spots available for rental up here is Echo Ridge Apartments, 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments, all behind me. Great, well-kept place, and right here in Snoqualmie Ridge. Across the street, this is one of the cottages. This is one of the original houses on Snoqualmie Ridge, and really cool concept. Not a lot of square footage, but you feel like you're in a bigger house than it actually is. I toured that when I first was looking for a house out here. I'll show you where I actually lived first when I moved to Snoqualmie. And these places were pretty cool, and they have definitely maintained their value and gone up over the years. One of those at least about anywhere between $780 and $900 now, depending on all that's going on inside. So it just kind of shows the value that is here in Snoqualmie year after year. Well, I told you that I'd show you where I lived when I first moved to Snoqualmie from Memphis, and it was up there in those Fairway Lane townhomes, second one in from Snoqualmie Parkway. It was a great place, 3-bed, 2.5 bath, nice place to be. I did not have a yard anymore. My 2 dogs were very upset about that, but it was an economical way for us to get into the housing market here in the Snoqualmie area. It was about $400,000, and we didn't sell it for much because we moved down the street to our house. But right now, these units going anywhere from about $650 all the way up to $900. The end units are much nicer than the interior ones as far as space goes. As far as finishes go, they're all pretty comparable, and they're all really nice. A lot of folks in that time, since 2000, since they have been built, a lot of people have gone ahead and remodeled, and so those townhomes are pretty nice. The one drawback is the noise of Snoqualmie Parkway, but you actually get kind of used to it. When we were living here, there were so many logging trucks. They were cutting down so many trees up the mountain that there was all day logging trucks going up the hill. It was so loud. But that's where I lived when I first moved to Snoqualmie. My wife Wendy and I and our 2 dogs way up there in the Fairway Lane townhomes, and we had a great time. We had some good friends there, and folks that we still keep in touch with today. So it's a good way to get into the housing market anywhere in Seattle. In the Seattle area is a townhome. Definitely something to look at. HOA dues always get you, but some are more expensive than others. But townhomes really give you an opportunity to get into the market, and that is definitely the case up here in Snoqualmie. So I'll show you now next, actually Fairway Avenue, where I live, and we'll check it out and look at maybe what a house costs on Fairway these days. Let's go. So this is my house in Snoqualmie. I've lived here on Fairway, the corner of Fairway and Pratt, since 2002. Done a lot of renovations. My wife had a vision, and it really came to play. We have loved living here. We love our neighbors. Our block has stayed virtually the same. They've had a couple people moving, but Fairway is one of the main drags, if you will, in Snoqualmie Ridge. A lot of these homes here built back in 1998. It was one of the original neighborhoods up here, and they actually would have model homes on the corners. And a lot of folks came in here first. There was a wave of people who came in here, and then as there were other newer builds, a little bigger, some more square footage, as those started coming about in other sections of Snoqualmie Ridge, a lot of folks, shall we say, upsized. So they went ahead and got new homes. But for whatever reason, the folks on our side of the street of Fairway, a lot of them have just stayed put, raised families, kids have gone off to college, some are now grandparents. It's pretty cool. How you doing? It's neat to see where everybody goes, and there's still a lot of people living here. One of the most recent sales up here is the house right here on Fairway, 2 from the end, and this one went real quick. 4 offers, ended up at 1.35 million, 4 beds, 2.5 baths, 2,190 square feet. So that's kind of an indicator of how fast homes go, the size and the price. And this is really a place that is in demand. Like I said, the average days on market is only about 6 days. So just a desirable place to live, and it is a place that a lot of people keep their eyes open for properties that come on the market. And so over here, Brock Smith is a custom home builder. He lives over here in our neighborhood, and his house is one of the more unique ones. So just a good guy, great builder. But if you need some help moving out here, relocating to this wonderful part of the country, you know where to find me. All the information is below. Go ahead, reach out by way of email, text, give me a call. I love to talk, as you might be able to tell. Go ahead and hit the QR code. We can even schedule a Zoom session. So let's get together and talk and figure out what we need to do to get you to live in this part of the country, and especially in a place like Snoqualmie Ridge. We're not even done. We have only talked about this being the middle third of Snoqualmie Ridge, the main portion that really is the heart of Snoqualmie Ridge. We're going to go down the hill in another day and talk a little bit about that. We'll get into Snoqualmie proper, and then venture out into North Bend. We'll show you Snoqualmie Falls. I mean, we could basically just do a Snoqualmie video day after day, and you know what? I think I'm going to do that. So again, reach out anytime you want. I'm here to help you, and thanks for subscribing to our YouTube channel. Yeah, it's a YouTube channel. There you go. It's about dinner time, so I'm going to go home and get something to eat and go walk my dogs. Have a good night.